he's not contributing every way he can. Questions?
How does his experience level help guys? Obviously, you played at a conference similar to the Big Ten.
Sure. Certainly on game day, it won't be anything that he's not used to. Now it's a matter of him building experience in our defense. The system they play down there is a little bit different. But he's a good football player, and he's got all the attributes of the kind of player we would recruit.
How long do you think it takes for someone like him to get up to speed in the system?
It's a great question. I don't know that. I don't know if we'll know that until we see it. It's probably unique for everybody.
We've probably asked you this a couple times before, but the success you guys have had with the graduate transfer route, whether fifth-year guy or fourth-year guy, anything to that? Is each case individual, or you see a pattern?
I think they're all individual. I think if there's a common denominator in every one of those cases, we had a need on our team. And when you add a player to your program and you're only adding him for 1 year, you better make sure that there's not just a need, but he's the right kind of person to fit into the locker room. And we probably spend more time looking into that part of it. Is he going to fit in with our culture? Is he going to fit in with our players? And in every one of those cases they did, and I think Kawana would be the same.
What did Isaiah Johnson show you in the spring and coming into camp?
I'm pleased with what he's doing right now. I think I said at the end of spring that the best thing he did was he fit into how we play defense. He ran to the ball the way we were going to get the ball. Very, very hard worker, good, tough football player. And now, as we put the pads on, I think we're going to learn a little bit more about all these guys.
You mentioned a couple times maybe playing 7 offensive linemen. Is center a position because of its specialty position where you can rotate in and out? Is it more difficult at center than at guard or something? Or tackle?
I've never played more than one center in a game unless it was by necessity, and I don't foresee myself doing that. Going forward, the quarterback center exchange, the rhythm of that exchange. We're going to have quite a few people who are ready to execute that, but there's a reason why the first team quarterback and the first team center work together exclusively.
Look, staying on the center, Derek Nelson said he kind of struggled with not playing for a few years. What have you seen out of him that's really allowed him to progress and, be that guy?
Yeah, I think that's a topic that's tough on a lot of players. One of the things I'm proud of Derek for doing is fighting through that. It's not easy. When I was the offensive line coach, I coached players like Anthony Davis. I think he started from his 3rd or 4th game on, and then I coached players like Kevin Haslam, who really didn't play as much at all until his 4th year, and ultimately ended up in the NFL as well. So if the players persevere, it tells you a little bit of something about their character. And he's always had a great attitude. He's always really worked hard. He's always brought great energy to practice. And those are the things now, after working at it for a couple of years, that are giving him a chance to be the starter.
We were in a lot about Teray being an X factor, but the guy on the other side, Mara, is he somewhat underrated? I mean, started a couple of years.
He's not underrated by us. Maybe he doesn't have the name recognition that some of the other players on our team have. If you ask those coaches on defense, he is without a doubt one of the most valuable pieces of our puzzle. He plays at a very high level, very consistently, and does his job as well as anybody else on our defense.
Is this where you see the freshmen that got here early really take advantage of that, being ahead of the rest of the guys?
It helps. You can see we're blessed.
Right.
Maybe he's the most obvious. But I think it helps every one of those guys.
And how about Deontay, the same thing? I mean, he's going to probably get an opportunity there.
He's absolutely going to get an opportunity. And I think it's easier to see on the back end right now. We put the pads on tomorrow, have a couple days of practice, get full pads, have a middle drill. I think we'll know a little bit more about how Deontay's progressed.
Captains, do you have any timetable on announcing the captains?
We'll vote on them probably sometime next week. It won't be before Monday.
Is there a certain number you're looking to get this year?
Well, we've got one. We've got Darius, so I know we've got at least one. Every year, I don't necessarily look for a certain number. Usually, after I do the vote, I can see how many the players really believe should be. Usually, there's a line of demarcation somewhere.
Any more questions, guys?
All right, thank you.